You believe that he was grooming you in the way that he interacted with you and basically was using you for in exchange for favors or
100%.
Sir, I've been waiting for 5 years for this child. This child was planned. All of a sudden, me and her were in a relationship, and the next thing you know, I give her money and I give her a vehicle, and she's gone. I never seen the child. I've been looking for the child for four and a half years now, and I've been doing through all the court system. And so I'm asking for today it to be resolved to where at least I can see my child.
All right. Well, again, sir, we're talking about less than a little bit more than a month. I don't think it's going to make that much difference after 4 years. I understand your impatience, sir, but bottom line is, it's just pro forma that the court. This is his first continuance. This is just what the law does, sir. If you came into me next month and asked for a continuance for your lawyer, I would grant that. Okay, that's just the way it normally works, sir. Again, I know you're not a lawyer, but what you're requesting the court to do is purely personal, and I understand there's some time frames involved, but obviously, it sounds like this matter is going to, is this matter contested or because it sounds like that, what's at issue? Because again, sir, are you asking for something other than visitation and the obligation to pay child support, or what are you asking for?
That's what I want. I want rights to my child. I have a 10-year-old and I have 50% of her, and I want 50% of this child, and he's my child. It's proven already.
Here's this, sir. You heard my speak. Texas doesn't have 50%. Okay, we don't do that. All right.
Okay. Well, I think I get, all right, then I got the more of it. Whatever's going on with this one, I got the more of it.
You know, this is not a 50-50 state. This comes up all the time. I just want to let you know that up front.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to have to continue. It's just pro forma. I'm sorry.
Judge, 5 years?
Sir, do not argue with me. The continuance is granted, sir. 22nd, that's a normal court date?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and, like I say, sir, I'm granting the continuance. I'm resetting it 1 month, sir. And Mr. Bullard, you throw something else down like that, I will hold you in contempt.
Oh no, sir. I wasn't meaning to do, sir. I was just putting my Bible down. Sorry about that. I'm not even upset, Judge. It's just shocking to me that somebody has to wait this long. I'm not upset or anything, Judge. It's just very shocking to me.
We're going to get this one taken care of, sir. But again, I got to give the lawyer the opportunity to get up to speed of the case, and that way we can make it a final order instead of making it temporary. All right.
That's fine, Judge. Thank you. I didn't mean to do none of that. Okay. Thank you, Judge.
Right. Again, sometimes I misread what people do. You know, I don't.
Judge. No, I just want to see him so bad, Judge. It's 5 years, you know, and it's just that I didn't. It's okay. All right, I can wait another month, Judge.
All right. Thank you, then, sir. And
thank
again,
you, sir.
We'll set it up, and obviously, Boden will. I'm sorry, I just named you after Sacha. Sorry about that. Anyway, we'll go ahead and get it all set up, and we'll see you on the 22nd, ready to rock and roll, and get this gentleman some time with his child. Obviously, if you got something that you're requesting based on the facts, sir, we'll take that up at that time. But we'll see what you got and see what mom has, and we'll take it from there. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
So the court knows I always like to get a final order when possible, but I don't know that we're going to get there today. I believe mom's going to testify to some pretty serious safety concerns. So if after hearing the testimony, it looks like there's a chance of a final, I'll probably ask some questions and go to retroactive support, but I don't anticipate we'll get there. As far as agreements, I think about the only agreement, I don't believe anybody's going to object to the DNA results, but I think that's as far as it's going to go. So I don't think there's an agreement on the name. I don't think there's an agreement on the conservatorship, possession, access. I believe Mr. Bullard will testify that he receives SSI. So I don't believe that, based on that, I don't believe that child or medical support would be appropriate. I believe Mr. Bullard will also testify he has a 10-year-old who lives with him, and that he and that 10-year-old are on a grant. So I don't believe medical is going to be appropriate in any circumstance, but I'll leave that to the court. So I imagine my role in this particular hearing will probably be pretty limited, but again, I'll have to wait and hear what. I'll ask the mom probably some very brief questions. I'll let Mr. Boden ask her the majority of the questions, and then that'll probably set the tone for where we go. So, thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Bowden. Mr. Boden.
Thank you, Judge. Yes, I think for today's purposes, temporary orders would probably be most appropriate under the circumstances. We just got the DNA result confirmation, so this child turns 5 next week, does not know Mr. Bullard from a stranger. And I understand Mr. Bullard is asking to have time with the child, so the child at this point knows another man as dad, and I think this is going to be somewhat traumatic for the child, but it is what it is. But for today's purpose, I think my client's going to testify to all the concerns that she has about Mr. Bullard having access to the child. We'll leave the decision to the court, of course. Possibly an ad litem being appointed before we come back for final may be something the court finds appropriate in this case.
Oh yeah, y'all all said hit the 3 chords. The judge likes to hear when appointed ad litem, and I think y'all hit 4 already. So we're going to have an ad litem by the end of this hearing, sir. So you can go ahead and proceed. Thank you.
And so I'm just going to run through briefly what we're asking for, Judge, and then we'll put on the testimony. We're asking for Ms. McDaniel to be appointed sole managing conservator of the child, with Mr. Bullard named the possessory conservator. That a few sessions with a reunification therapist happen before some supervised visitation starts, is what we're asking for a temporary order. My client's opposed to a name change of the surname of the child at this point because Elijah went to school last year. He knows how to read and write. He knows what his name is. And changing it at this point is, in our position, not in his best interest. And maybe we can reserve that issue for final, reserve retroactive child support for final. And then as far as child support, I mean, I was hired because of the concerns about the emotional and physical well-being of the child, but because we're here about child support, I think the only evidence about Mr. Bullard being on SSI is going to be his testimony. He hasn't provided anything in response to the Attorney General's request for production of documents. But he runs a pest control business, which is some of his conduct in relation to that pest control business is the basis of a 4-count felony indictment that's pending in Coryell County right now. But we'll get into that in the testimony. That's all I have right now, Judge.
All right, yes, okay. This is the first time I'm hearing about an indictment for Mr. Bullard. Obviously, we're going to tread lightly on that because he's got a constitutional right for no self-incrimination, and I'm going to limit the testimony to there actually being a current pending charge and who his attorney is, and obviously the Atlantic could track some of this stuff down too. But again, we're not going to do anything to jeopardize this gentleman's right to have a unbiased trial on his criminal matter and not say something here that's going to end up over there. So at this time, Mr. Bullard, again, I don't let pro se litigants, I mean, people without lawyers make opening statements. Well, we'll get your testimony, and at the end of the hearing, we'll get a closing statement. But for right now, we're going to do a temporary order here today. I'm not going to, obviously, I don't think we're going to be able to go forward. And we will get some information about whether or not you've got criminal charges pending, sir, and who your attorney is, and whether or not there's a trial coming up. So everything we've heard here, I'm going to go ahead and let the state call you as a witness, then allow to get you as a witness. And then, sir, at the end of that, I'll like to say allow you to add anything else that you think is pertinent or relevant. But we're not going to go off on any other tangents. We're going to stick to exactly what was testified to and try to figure out what we're going to do. And again, I'm looking at probably appointing a lawyer to represent the child, which means that lawyer is going to come speak to you, speak to mom, and even perhaps visit both homes. But again, we're going to look at doing all that. But for right now, let me get some basic information here. And I probably am looking at saving retro and name change and all that to final to allow the Atlanta to also chime in. So let's get some testimony from this in this matter, Mr. Diamond. I'll ask both the parties to raise your right hands, please. All right. Do you both solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give here today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth will help you?
Yes, sir.
All right. You're both officially on the oath. You'll allow the state to call you individual witnesses, listen to the question, and only answer the question that's asked. Don't try to go into a long narrative. Just be precise as possible. And we'll get through this one. Thank you very much, Mr. Diamond. You can call your first witness, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll call Miss McDaniel. Ma'am, will you state your full name, please?
Katie McDaniel.
And what's the name of the child that we're here for?
Elijah Ray McDaniel.
And who's Elijah's father?
Well, from the DNA test, it came back as David Bullard.
And Your Honor, I'd offer what's been marked as, hopefully I only emailed it about 15 minutes ago, but if it's not marked as States 1, if I could call it States 1.
Okay, you can, and I'll mark it as States 1. I've got it. It's not marked as it, so I'll go ahead and mark it as States 1.
No objection.
All right. All right, now, Mr. Bullard, do you have any objection to State's Exhibit number 1 coming to evidence before the court this time? This is the DNA paternity analysis in your case. Do you have any objection to the judge having this, sir? Are you there, Mr. Bullard?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, you froze up. You're frozen on me. Tell you what, sir, you can go ahead and turn off your video and just go with audio, please, because right now, yeah, there you go. But do you have any objection to the court having this?
No, sir.
All right, States 1's admitted. States 1 shows that Mr. David Bullard could not be excluded as a biological father of the child before this court, and probability of paternity falls within the 99.99 percentile as required by the Texas Family Code. This is at 99.9999998. So the court will so find that Mr. David Bullard is the biological father. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. So Ms. McDaniel, let's talk about health insurance, and then that's probably going to do it for me for now. Do you have health coverage available for Elijah through your work?
So I'm actually a stay-at-home mom, and I'm a social work student full-time. So we have Medicaid for Elijah, and he also receives Chickasaw Native American health care outside of Oklahoma because we are registered Chickasaw Native. So he has both.
Okay, but the government coverage is the primary one?
For in Texas, yes.
Okay. And do you have any other children that are on that grant?
For Medicaid?
Yes.
Yes, I have a daughter, a 1-year-old. She's almost 1. It's the same for her.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, your witness, sir.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. McDaniel, you know we're here today and the court has to consider making a conservatorship order and a possession and access order for Elijah, right?
Yes.
And you wanted to tell the court certain things that you're concerned about if the court is considering granting access for Mr. Bullard to Elijah, is that correct?
Correct.
So let's start with drug use concerns. What concerns do you have that Mr. Bullard may be using or abusing drugs?
I do know that he had previous drug use. I have not spoken to or been around Mr. Bullard for the last 5 years. So I'm not sure what he is doing currently, but I do know from the previous times I was around him that drug use was happening. Occasionally it would be methamphetamine and recreationally marijuana. I'm, again, not sure if that's still true today, but I am concerned that it is still true for today.
And how long did you know and were you around Mr. Bullard?
I would say probably 2 years.
And so during that 2-year time that you had interaction with him, ultimately what brings us here today is you got pregnant and had Elijah, right?
Correct.
Was that the result of a ongoing romantic relationship?
It was only romantic. We were not in any sort of relationship, dating, boyfriend, girlfriend, marriage, living together, or anything like that. It was strictly when he called me to need me.
Did you plan to have a child with him?
I did not plan to have a child with him.
Have you been in a relationship with another man since midway into your pregnancy?
No.
You have not?
I have not. Well, not a relationship, but probably been involved with maybe one other person.
No, I'm saying, who are you currently in a relationship?
Oh, currently, yes. For the last 5 years since I've been pregnant, I have been with Jacobo Gaitan. We live together. We purchased a home together. We have a child together, and we have one on the way. And that is the man that Elijah has been raised by for the last 5 years.
Is that who Elijah thinks is his father?
That's who he thinks is dad. That's daddy.
You also have concerns about Mr. Bullard potentially ending up in prison, is that right?
Correct, so he does have active felony charges right now outside of Royal County for elderly abuse through his business. And what I know to believe is that he does have a court date set in October, and my concern is if we start all of this and get Elijah involved, that it's gonna be very traumatic to bring in someone who is his dad, that he's never known, and start something, and then this man, ultimately end up in prison. And then we have someone now who we're responsible. I just feel like my son would have a lot of questions. It would be very traumatic emotionally.
There was some indication in opening that Mr. Bullard has a daughter. Are you aware of that?
Yes,
We believe her to be around 10 years old, is that right?
yes.
Not sure whether there's a court order concerning that child or what the living arrangements are, but through interactions that you have had with some of his, I guess,
Family members.
Are you aware, do you have concerns about some improper discipline on his part?
Yes, I have
Right.
seen messages.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
He said, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just remember, man, you testified to what you and I witnessed to or what he told you, not something the third party told you. All right. All right. Thank you.
Correct, and I do have the screenshots of the message. It was involved over text message.
Oh.
It was a conversation, and it was pertaining to him stating to hold down the child while another woman hits her, or vice versa. The woman can hold her down while he hits her, and he does mention quite a few times also for she needs to be beat, she needs to be hit. That is a huge concern for me because of my child, Elijah. We don't do stuff like that. We don't punish that way at all. And so I have safety concerns right off the bat, just from how he is or was with the child that he does have, the 10-year-old girl. So that's pertaining to those messages.
So when you got pregnant with Elijah, you were in your early 20s.
Yes,
You're currently 30,
30, yes.
and Mr. Bullard is
I
60.
believe to be 60, early 60s.
You and I have discussed basically that relationship and the way, obviously you were in your early 20s at that point. Is it fair to say you were a different person then than you are right now?
100%. I'm obviously a mom now to multiple children. Full-time stay-at-home mom at that. I'm raising a family whilst going to school full-time for social work. I've been enrolled in school since Elijah was born, actually, so.
And on reflection now about that time that you were involved with Mr. Bullard, we've talked about, you believe that he was grooming you in the way that he interacted with you and basically was using you for sex in exchange for favors or.
100%. I don't think that there is another term for it. The only thing that was, ever offered to me was small amounts of money. He would offer to purchase meals or purchase food or in exchange for any kind of sexual favor. He's tried to bring me around while he has his parties or there's multiple men. It was always some sort of action during that time. So
Is the mother of his 10-year-old decades younger than him as well?
correct. She's probably a couple of years older than me. Like I said, I'm 30. I'll be 31 in 3 days. And by my recollection of what I know is Mr. Bullard did marry that woman and met that woman when she was underage, very underage. I want to say 12, 13 is when he first found her out. And so grooming is something that he's done, for years now. That's actually one of our people that we have is his niece through marriage that he has groomed. So, I was just one of the people in his way, I guess, during that time that he was using.
we discussed that the court may appoint an ad litem. Do you think that is probably a good idea for an independent person to get involved and try to help the court understand in a little bit more detail your household, Elijah's life as he knows it with your household, and then the potential new side of his life being that with Mr. Bullard?
Correct. I think to avoid any, obviously it's going to be emotionally traumatic either way we go, but I think that this will be able to show what Elijah's life is. Elijah goes to school, he has friends, he goes to sports. We live in a very nice neighborhood in Copper's Cove. He has a life. And I think that it would be beneficial for the court through that lawyer to be able to see that it is a significant difference based on Mr. Bullard's lifestyle that he lives currently. Gatesville, as a, you know, where he is stationed. I've seen his house. It's a 2-bedroom house. I know he has custody of his, or, you know, half custody. I don't know the full matter of it, of his other child. So I don't see where Elijah would even live in that home. In our home, Elijah has his own room. He's got everything. He's got everything that he could possibly need or want. So I think it would be beneficial to have some sort of lawyer for that for him.
So for today's purpose, if the court makes a temporary order, you're asking the court to name you sole managing conservator of Elijah, correct?
Correct.
And Mr. Bullard a possessory conservator?
Correct.
You're asking that any access be supervised, and that prior to any supervised access, that with Mr. Bullard, Elijah attends with a counselor, a reunification therapy, 2 or 3 sessions of that before going to some supervised visit somewhere else. Is that right?
Correct. Because essentially he is would be considered a stranger,
Right.
a strange man to Elijah. So I think that would be most beneficial.
On the issue of child support, Mr. Bullard, I mean, I think we learned today that he's saying he's on SSI, right? That was not our understanding
That was not
as
at
we
all.
got here this morning.
That's new.
Your understanding was that he does what for his income?
That he owns a pest control company called Spider-Man Pest Control. And I thought it was a still active business because his business posters are all over Copper's Cove. They're all over Colleen. He just had an advertisement on the big sign in Copper's Cove for a whole weekend. It was up to advertise his business. So we just learned today that he was on SSI through his what came out of his mouth. And
But based on all those signs and everything else, you know, you have no reason to believe he's not actively
Correct.
working his business, his pest control.
correct, they're still up. Residential areas, they're all over the main roads in Copper's Cove. For someone who would not be working or not have a business, I don't see why the business would be, you know, everywhere.
I'll pass the witness, Judge.
All right, man, real quick, this relationship and everything, this has always been Coryell County. Y'all weren't in another state or another county, anything like that, correct?
No, it's Coryell County.
Okay, because when you said Native American, I was going, okay, I just had somebody with another case. The gentleman was up in Oklahoma, so okay, do I have to deal with Oklahoma again? So, okay, I just want to make sure. Thank you.
Oh, no, anytime we need anything done medically or dental or vision, we can go to Ada, Oklahoma, to their clinic there, in their hospital there, yeah, and it's free service.
All right, then. And that's on your side or his side?
That's through my side, we're Chickasaw registered on my side.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Diamond, any other questions of the witness?
Yes, please, Your Honor. So Miss McDaniel, I might have missed it, but has Mr. Bullard ever met your son?
No, sir, he's never met my son, he doesn't know what he looks like, and vice versa, they've never been in the same room together, they don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is Mr. Bullard ever physically violent with you?
Not with me, no.
Is he admitted to being physically violent with anybody else?
I mean, through the text messages talking about
Well, I'm not interested in what somebody else said. Has he ever either verbally or through a text message directly from him to you said like, yeah, I was physical with somebody else?
not that I can recall.
Okay. Has he ever admitted to owning this Spider-Man pest control business?
Yes, and it was previously a different named business.
When did he tell you about the Spider-Man pest control?
That's his business. He hires people and gets contracts and.
When did he tell you about the business?
Oh, well, he told me about his business back 5 years ago, but I just everyone knows in Gatesville, because it's a small town, everybody knows that that was his business. It's also the same phone number that he's had that's been displayed, so, yeah.
What was the name of the prior business before it was Spider-Man?
Total Services.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. And that was, I believe, a pest control business also, and he also offered tree trimming and other services with that one. I'm not sure why he switched businesses, but.
Okay. Are you aware of any other any criminal convictions that he has?
I believe in the 80s, and this is just what we found off paying for a background check. In the 80s, he had a drug charge for cocaine. I do believe he served prison time for that. I know he is a felon based off of that. There were multiple other like trespassing and things like that were on there as well. I don't have the whole list in front of me, but there was a couple pages worth.
Okay.
From the background check.
All right, thank you. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, any other questions of the witness?
I have no other questions, Judge.
All right, Mr. Donovan, call your next witness. Mr. Bullard, you there, sir?
Yes, sir.
State your full name for the record, sir.
My name is David Bullard, David Claude Bullard.
All right, thank you very much, sir. You may proceed, Mr. Donovan.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead.
Did you have something you needed to advise the
No,
court,
no,
Mr. Bullard?
No, sir.
No.
I thought you
Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Bullard, we're not going to go into the, first off, I'm going to ask you, sir, do you have any current criminal charges pending in any county in the state of Texas?
I have 4 charges, felony charges from 2 years ago that was abusing
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. Which county there? What county they in, sir?
It's right here in Carroll County.
All right. And who's your lawyer?
Jay Stapleton.
All right. Yeah, okay. I know it was Stapleton. All right. So what are the charges, sir?
Abusing the elderly. So it says that kind of coercing them into doing something they didn't want to do.
All right. And there are 4 separate ones on the same charge?
4 of them, and they've been there for 2 years.
All right, then. And are they set for trial, sir?
Yes, sir. In October sometime.
All right, then. All right. And that's going to be with district court, you know?
440th.
All right, same court as this one. All right, thank you very much, sir. I just want to, and sir, we're not going to go into the details about that at all. You have an absolute right to remain silent. So if you hear a question you think is about that charge or information about that that they want you to give about that charge, that it's not that, sir. We're not even going to go down that path. We're going to stay strictly away from that and try to see what's going to end up happening as far as the charge is concerned and whether that's going to go to trial and what the end results of that's going to be. But this time I'll go ahead and let Mr. Donovan proceed. Thank you. You may proceed, Mr. Donovan.
Thank you, Your Honor. So, Mr. Bullard, I'm gonna start with the money because I think that's probably the simplest, and then we'll get into you and the child, and then I'll probably ask you some questions about past convictions, but not about the present cases. So first of all, my understanding is that you're receiving SSI. Do I understand correctly?
Yeah, I have the paperwork right here.
And when did you receive the award?
July 4th, 2025.
Okay, so just a few days ago then?
No,
few weeks ago?
January 4th. Sorry about that. January 4th, 2025. Sorry about that, sir.
No, it's okay. Not a problem. All right, and I advise the court, you have one other child who lives with you, is that correct?
Yes.
And are you on child support for any other children?
No.
What are you doing for health coverage for that 10-year-old?
She's got Medicaid, Medicare, or whatever they give her.
And are you covered on the grant as well?
I am.
Okay.
Well, I don't know about that grant. I think I'm covered through the SSI.
Oh, yeah, that might be. Yeah, that may be.
Medicaid. No, how old are you, sir?
I'm 60.
All right, thank you.
Okay, so let's talk about the Spider-Man pest control. D-
That was
do you-
years ago.
so did you sell it? Did you fold
No,
it?
I
What
just,
happened with
yeah,
it?
I just went out of business a couple of years ago.
So was the Spider-Man pest control, is somebody else taking that over or?
There is a gentleman that does Spider-Man trees, but he's not affiliated with me.
Okay, when did you shut down the business?
Uh, about a year and a half ago, maybe two.
Okay, and were there health reasons or why'd you shut down
Yeah,
the business?
yeah, health reasons.
Okay. Uh, all right, so let's talk about you and the child. Hey, mom testified that you've never met the child, Elijah, is that correct?
Yeah, I've never seen the child. I've seen them, but I only seen them when I drove by their house one day. But and she was outside. But yeah, I've never talked to the child or seen him. You know.
Okay. Have you made efforts to have a
Yeah,
visit?
I've tried to call every Christmas and Thanksgiving. I send a text to her mother and I say I would truly love to see my child, and you know, I'd say I'm sorry. I kept all the texts too, but every Christmas and Thanksgiving I do that, and then I ask to see the child, but and I've called CPS a couple of times because I haven't.
Okay. All right, so you're getting way past the question again. Like I said earlier, don't just answer the question that's
Yes,
asked.
sir. Sorry about that, Judge. Okay.
I guess what I'm getting at is you made, sounds like you made some effort to see,
Oh,
even that
absolutely. I've been
sounds
trying to get them, trying to see them every day, every time, all the time.
okay. And I take it you're interested in having a relationship with the child if
Oh,
possible.
yes, sir.
Okay. Um, so I think Mr. Boden's request is going to be, well, I don't even think I need to go there. Um, let's talk about the criminal history. So I'm only interested in convictions for felonies. Um, so the question is, have you been convicted of any felonies?
Only one, and that was when I was, I think I was 18, 19, years old.
And when were you released?
Um, in 2000.
How long were you in jail, sir?
I was in jail for 3.5 years, but I was on paper for however many years.
Well, that's the bigger question. How long were you on parole afterwards?
I was on paper for 16 years altogether. So 3.5 years, um, in prison, and then whatever the rest of it on probation or parole.
So what, like 2016 when you were released from the parole?
No, I got released in 2000.
Oh, okay. All right.
Maybe it was 1999 or something. Oh, no, 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 no. No, no.
No,
Maybe
I
I
mean
didn't get out of, yeah,
the point is it didn't it was much more than 10 years ago. Is really what I'm getting at. It
yes,
sounds like
sir.
the answer is
Yes,
yes.
sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
All right. Um, all right. Have there been, so since really I'm be asking about in the last 10 years, have there
No,
been like
sir.
things like assault cases, theft cases, anything like that?
Nothing like that, sir.
Okay. Um, all right. I appreciate it, Mr. Bullard. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, then, Mr. Bowden, you're a witness.
Um, am I going to ask Katie Bug questions?
Yeah, no, sir. I only let lawyers ask questions here. Again, I used to try to let pro se litigants make them. If you got something you want to ask, I'll let you run it through me, and I'll see whether or not it's appropriate,
I
sir.
I would just like to ask if we
Okay,
plan.
stop. Right now, you're still the witness, sir.
Oh, okay.
I'll let
Okay.
you. I'll let you see what questions you have, and we'll see whether or not they're relevant. And but for right now, you're still the witness. And Mr. Bowden, you're a witness. Thank you.
Mr. Bullard, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
So Elijah turns 5 next week, and so in the last 5 years, you've never hired an attorney or filed any cause of action in court to try to see him, have you?
I've been to the Attorney General several times, and
What I asked you, I'm asking whether you've ever hired an attorney or filed something yourself to ask the court to give you access to your son. Yes or no?
I mean, I filed things through the Attorney General.
Yes, sir. No, that's not the court, sir. So the answer
Oh,
is
no,
no.
I didn't have no money to hire an attorney. No.
What is your testimony as we sit here today about the last time you used methamphetamine?
I have a daughter that's 10 years old, and I can say that I know for a fact that I've never used any drugs since my daughter's been born and beyond that. And yeah,
Do you recall buying cleansing kits 5 years ago when you knew Katie to make sure you passed a drug test?
that's never been true.
What about the last time you used marijuana?
I don't use marijuana.
When was the last time you did?
Maybe when I was 18, 19, 20, back in those times.
What was the charge that you got all that time for back when you were 18, 19 years old?
Delivery of a controlled substance when I was 18, maybe 19.
What's the mother's name of your daughter?
Alexia Bullard.
Have y'all been to court for her?
Yeah, we've been to court.
So there's an order in place right now
Yes,
out of Coryell County?
yes.
And what's the visitation schedule with her?
We're half and half.
So nobody pays child support?
No, I don't pay child support.
Are you allowed to go to school where Jason goes to school? Are you allowed on the property?
I'm not allowed on any property, uh, as far as schools go, because of me and the principal don't see eye to eye.
How old is Alexia?
She's 42.
How old was she when you met her?
She was 18.
So if her family says she was 12, they're making that up?
If they said that, I don't believe her family said that, but yes, they would be making that up.
If Dawn and Madeline both said that,
Then they would be making that up.
do you have any problem going to a reunification counseling session with Elijah?
No, sir. And as a matter of fact, I would really like as many as possible that we can make that happen, to be honest with you.
Can you pay for those?
If I have to, I mean, if I don't know how much it is, if it's like in the $20 and $30 range, yes.
How did you qualify for SSI?
I'm physically and mentally sick. I don't know about mentally, but physically, whatever the doctors, I went to go see doctors and they told me what's wrong with me.
Like what?
No, I mean, I don't know. There's several things that they say in here, but I'm not a doctor.
Well, you don't know what the diagnosis is?
No, they sent me a lot. They sent me a big thing telling me all these diagnoses, but yeah, I can't explain them.
So can you provide those documents to me?
Absolutely. Well, if I have to, I don't know. But I have them.
You're gonna have to, sir. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
what
no problem, Judge. Yeah, if you want me, I don't mind.
I'm pretty sure we're getting ready to do a discovery schedule and everything. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Yeah, that's fine.
My question, Mr. Bullard, is you're saying that you have multiple diagnoses, both physical and mental health wise, but you're talking about having time with a 5-year-old, and you think that the problems that resulted in you being qualifying for SSI have any impact on your parenting ability?
None at all. I raise a 10-year-old.
But they do make it so you can't hold a job?
I guess that's just what they, you know. I mean, I'm not a doctor.
Taking care of a 5-year-old is kind of like a full-time job?
I believe it all to be joy.
So your testimony under oath today is that you do not operate Spider-Man Pest Control,
Yes,
and that the signs that have been put up around Gatesville and Coppers Cove in the last year, you didn't put those up?
I didn't put them up.
So somebody else is putting up Spider-Man Pest Control signs, but as far as you know, no one's operating Spider-Man Pest Control.
I think that what she might be talking about is things that have been there for a long time.
You have no other source of income other than SSI now?
None.
Do you own your home?
I do.
Is it paid off?
Yes, sir.
How many vehicles do you own?
I have one.
You own an RV,
No,
a boat,
no,
motorcycle?
no.
Are you still married to Alexia?
No.
When did y'all get divorced?
About 5 years ago.
I'll pass the witness, Judge.
All right, anything on redirect, Mr. Diamond?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Bullard, you said you had questions of the witness of the mother as a witness. What I'm gonna go ahead and let you call her as a witness here, sir, and because I need to wrap this one up because I do need to get a couple of things done here.
Yes,
But at this time, I'm gonna let you run. What questions do you have? You need to run them by me, and I'll see whether or not I'll allow them, sir.
Okay,
What's
Judge,
your question?
I would like to ask if her and I planned the child. And the other question would be, did we talk about it many, many times before we had the child? And the
Okay.
other,
Okay,
has she-
stop. Okay. All right. At this time, ma'am, you're still under oath, and he has a right to be his own lawyer. But like I say, I limit what pro se litigants can do as far as being a lawyer is concerned. His questions were involving whether or not this was a planned pregnancy.
No, sir.
All right. Did y'all ever talk about having a child before you got pregnant, ma'am?
No, sir.
All right. All right, Mr. Bullard. Next question, sir.
has she ever been violent or ever been accused of being violent or using drugs?
Okay, here's this, sir. I'm only interested in accusations don't count. Like right now, you're
Okay.
still of your charges. I just want
Okay.
to questions, ma'am. Do you have any criminal convictions?
No.
All right. Next question, sir.
Has she ever been convicted for being violent?
She said she had no criminal convictions, but I'll run that by, ma'am. Have you ever had a conviction for assault or any type of violence, family or non-family?
No, sir.
All right.
Did CPS ever show up to her house?
Okay. Okay, sir. We're not going to go into all that. That's that right now. I'm not looking. That's the kind of questions I ask when I'm trying to decide custody, sign custody, and everything else. I'm gonna say that for a final hearing. But again, like I say, I don't have to. These hearings I have to have on days like today, sir, need to be 30 to 45 minutes, and we're already pushed past that at this point. So, what? Any other pertinent questions that you have, sir?
Did she come from a family where her mother didn't take her from her dad? What?
No, sir, that's not relevant, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, have you ever, oh, well, she already answered, she never seen me hit. Was the last time that I saw her, oh, wait, let me ask you this, Judge. Was she the one that told my child that we were gonna have a baby boy after me? Tell her not to tell him. Tell her not to tell my daughter.
Stop. We're through.
Okay.
So, I will save all this for final. Okay. Again, sir. See, you're getting into items that are, barely 6 years old, so they're not ancient history. But we will get into them. But the mom will know what you're looking at here, sir. But again, right now, I'm not looking. This is not a basketball game or a baseball game. We're not going to look to see who's got the most bad points against them at the end. The other person, the winner. So the bottom line is, I got to try to figure out what I'm going to do going forward. And obviously, sir, you've got rights to this child. I've got to definitely set up and deal with. And of course, they have the right to try to do what they need to do. But for right now, I am looking at appointing that item. I'm looking at doing a discovery schedule. And if counsel, if you decide you want to do discovery, I will set up an item for Mr. Bullard to help him with the discovery and discovery only. Because lay people don't get discovery, okay? I'm sorry. So I'm not going to give him a lawyer to be an advocate, but only to set up with help him with any type of discovery. Based on everything I've heard today, you are planning on discovery, correct, sir?
That's correct, Judge.
All right, then. So I don't think there's anybody else in the room. So are there any other witnesses at this time, Mr. Diamond?
No, Your Honor.
Can I ask one more question?
What's the question, sir?
Judge, I was just wondering if I could just see a picture of the little boy.
Okay. Well, again, sir, that's property, and I'm not going to order mom to do that at this point.
Okay.
But
Okay, Judge.
I'm sorry.
I didn't hear that. What was that, Judge?
Okay, my internet connection is oh great. Just a second, folks. Let me check my internet. I'm going to pause for a moment. Thank you.
Anything else?
Yeah, that's not it. All right, looks like I got 300 gigabits megabits per second, so that shouldn't be a problem. All right, let me get back on the record. I'll pause that. All right, again, I apologize. It was maybe just a glitch, but my internet went out. So, what was your last question, sir?
Sir, I was just wondering about a picture.
Yes, sir. And again, I'm not going to order mom to turn over any property, but if I'll let that line make a decision on how they would want to try to handle that. Even if we want to set up a photo where you can get your own photo, sir. So anyway, but at this point, I'm looking at the state doesn't have any more witnesses. Counsel for the mother doesn't have any witnesses. I don't see anybody else in here, sir. Do you have any? Are there any witnesses you wish to call, sir?
Not for today's purposes, Judge.
All right. And Mr. Bullard, any witnesses, sir?
Well, you don't let kids get on there, do you?
No.
Okay. All right. No problem.
All right. Yeah. If they're 16 and above, maybe, but yeah.
Yes, sir. Okay.
All right. All right, folks, let me hear some closing, and I'm going to try to figure out, I got to figure out which, I got two items in mind, but I got to have my assistant send a message to one to make sure she's still available. Otherwise, I'm going to use the other. So, but I've used the other one since I've used her. So let's go ahead and I'll go ahead and ask the state for a closing statement, and then Mr. Bernard and Mr. Bullard, then you can make a closing statement if you wish, sir. Thank you. So I'm going to start with the state this time.
Your Honor, I don't know that there's a whole lot here. I defer to the court as far as conservatorship, possession, access, request appropriate ruling as to non-disclosure. Based on the testimony and that nothing has refuted it, I believe the ruling needs to be, at least for the temporary order, that child support and medical support are set at 0. Yeah, that's just really all I got, Your Honor. I would ask the court to appoint somebody with, well, the court has plenty of good options there. So that's all I got, Your Honor.
All right, then. Smart. Sorry.
So I'm just going to reiterate what I said in opening, but our request of the court today is that you name the mother sole managing conservator of the child and the father a possessory conservator. It looks like we're going to have to do some discovery to see if the testimony about his income is correct, but I agree that's all you have for today's purposes. And we're not quite frankly, that concerned about the support issue anyways. We're concerned about Elijah and his emotional and physical well-being. So that's why we're asking the court to order some reunification counseling at the father's expense to start the introduction of Elijah to his father, at least 3 of those sessions before starting some supervised visitation on the 1st, 3rd, and 5th Saturdays of the month. And if you're going to appoint an ad litem, I would think by the time those reunification sessions have taken place, that the parties and myself can get with the ad litem and hopefully come to an agreement on who could supervise that access. If you want to put someone in the order today, then Marcy Gaitan is a former teacher and willing to supervise some access of Mr. Bullard. So that would be our request, Judge, and reserve the other issues on retro and a name change until final.
All right. Do y'all have any numbers on what this unification stuff is going to cost, guys?
I don't today, Judge, because the one that I know is on the higher side for those sessions, but I've heard of 2 other possibilities, so we can look into that quickly. But I would think that a session is going to be somewhere between $100 and $200.
All right, yeah, because I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to set this up. And I got to set up that plus maybe a visitation site facility, professional visitation facility. Yeah, this can run into a lot of money, and I got a guy that's on SSI, so I'm looking at it, and I got to order. I'm looking at ordering drug testing on everybody. If I order on one side, I order it on the other. Is there a problem with that, sir?
No.
Ma'am.
No, sir.
All right, now drug testing I can pay for. All right, that's my. If anybody comes back positive, they repay me. All right then, Mr. Bullard.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm looking at having to set up something. Again, you've had very, very limited access. I'm looking at, but it sounds like you may have tried. So I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent the child. That lawyer is going to interview both you and the mom, and even since everybody's local and close by, and Atlanta will probably do a home visit on everybody. During COVID, we're doing them virtually, but we may go ahead and do this as a live. So is there anything in closing you're asking the court to do today, sir?
No, sir. I would just like you to know, judges, that I go through any hoops or ladders to see this child, and I want to be that child's daddy and be the best I can, whatever God gives me. So just thank you for your time and appreciate you and anything you can do for me.
All right, counsel. Like I say, I'm kind of between a rock and a hard place where I can do here without knowing who my ad litem is going to be, what the cost of those sessions are going to be, what the cost of a visitation places will be, and who to set these things up with. So I do need some cost on all this. So I'm looking at probably doing something very, very limited today and coming back in a couple of weeks and getting some more data on all that, so I can make some other decisions other than the fact that I'm going to order everybody to take a hair follicle test, and I'm going to have the lawyer set that up. So let me look at my Zoom schedule and see what y'all, you and Mr. Bullard, Mr. Bullard sounds like he's probably pretty much available. So let me look at my Zoom schedule and see what we can get in sometime that week after advanced family law, which is that advanced family is the second week. It's the second one. Okay, yeah. I got a jump. Oh, yeah, I got a cardio live docket on the 12th. We will avoid that if possible. I got a Zoom docket on the 14th. Can you make that make time available for that, sir?
Yes, I can.
All right then. And sir, how do you pronounce your last name? Because I keep mispronouncing it.
It's Boden.
Okay, it's okay because it looks like okay. All right, this thing's got some fine print. It looks like it's almost like Boden in front of me. So I'm sorry, Mr. Boden. Sorry. Okay. All right, Mr. Boden. How about your schedule, sir?
August 14th, when, Judge? In the morning?
Yeah, same on Zoom. I just need a quick check-in and to see what the costs are looking at and to confirm who that item is going to be.
That's fine, Judge.
All right, ma'am, you think you give me, you think y'all can find that cost out by then?
Yes.
All right, thank you. All right then, folks, here's what I'm looking at doing. Sir, again, right now, I'm just gonna set this up as a temp. I'm looking at naming mom, so MCU possessory, but I'm looking at giving y'all, I'm gonna give mom all the rights under the soul, but I'm looking at giving you possible all rights under possessory, and but I gotta come up with a schedule. I gotta look at what we're looking at. I'm gonna go ahead and order. I'm going to appoint an ad litem, but I'm going to, since this was really complicated, I'm going to have to appoint an ad litem that I'm really comfortable with. I'm looking at that right now. I got 3 on my list. I'm looking at Jenna Gustafson. I'm looking at Alex Kuzak, and I'm looking at Kurt Glass. And I want to see who's going to be available to do be able to do these and make sure they're available to do them. And have them set up the drug testing, and we're going to do hair follicle or fingernail, something I can get a long distance time frame on. But for right now, since we are where we are, and you've had no access up until now, sir, I'm going to leave that as is. But when we come back here on the 14th, I'm hoping we can. I'll see how fast we can get to a unification therapist. But if that's going to take weeks or months, we're going to have to come up with something different, folks. So have a plan B, please. All right. Because again, technically, like I say, this gentleman is the father. He still has all of the rights of parental party. And I'm about to start giving him those and setting everything up appropriately. And if I got to do it the old-fashioned break-in hard way, we'll do it that way. But for right now, I need to find out who my life is going to be, what the schedule's looking like. And go ahead and have your officer, if you're going to do discovery on Mr. Bullard, go ahead and you need to get all your discovery out. This is the 22nd. So I'll have you, if you, your initial discovery request, the state's done just the financial stuff. So if you're going to send Mr. Bullard a request, y'all need to get those out. Let's see, we're coming back on the 14th. So I'll need to know I'll need y'all to get those out by Friday the 8th at 5 p.m. and confirm whether or not you did those on that hearing on the 14th. And at that time, if y'all have whatever discovery y'all sent out to Mr. Bullard, I will appoint him and ad litem to help him with the discovery and to make sure you get everything you want as far as what your discovery requests are. You know, I just spoke a lot of legal mumbo jumbo, sir, Mr. Bullard. I know you didn't understand most of it, but what I'm going to do, sir, is we're going to come back here in about 3 weeks, and then I'm looking at, once I get cost information and discovery schedules, discovery information, I will make a decision on how we're going to go forward as far as any type of contact with the child. Right now, I'm looking at, like I say, naming it mom. So I'm gonna name you possessory. I'm gonna look at giving you rights under that when we come back on the 14th. I'm gonna order 0 child support at this point, based on the fact under the Texas Family Code, I can now order someone to pay child support on SSI. Sir, I'm taking it at your word that you're no longer Spider-Man. You're no longer Spider-Man. And I'm not going to do any Peter Parker jokes. So, okay, I got a dozen of them, but we're not going to go through those today. Anyway, I've got what I've got. I'm going to talk to my ad litem, and I'll let you folks know who the lawyer is going to be, hopefully long before we come back on the 14th. But I want to see who's available and see if they can get all this done, and I'll get you all that information ASAP in an order appointing the ad litem. And sir, the mom has a lawyer. You do not. Whoever I appoint as the ad litem, we have your permission to give that lawyer your email address and your phone number.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Judge, I just wanted to make sure that her attorney has my email, because I haven't got anything. I think he said that they might have sent something, but I think that I haven't got anything on my email. So I used to have DC Bullard 7, but now it's DC Bullard 8.
Okay. Well, here's the deal, sir. We'll let well, I don't like to get stuff out on the internet. So what I'm going to do, sir, is
I beg your pardon, Your Honor, if Mr. Bullard has no objection, I can provide Mr. Boden all of his contact information.
All right, good enough. Do you have any objections, sir?
No, sir.
All right, then, Mr. Boden will have that. All right, I'm gonna start you, Mr. Boden. Anything else we would come back in August and nail this one down for the further for with a really with a temporary order, sir?
No, Judge, thank you for your time.
All right, Mr. Bullard, any questions, sir?
No, sir. Thank you, Judge.
All right, sir, you're gonna get a new Zoom code or a reset order for the 14th, and I'll see you all then. And hopefully, like I said, a couple of my items are on vacation right now, but I should have something for y'all by the end of this week or the end of next week. Anything else, Mr. Diamond?
Yes, please, Your Honor. So the 814 is a regular docket, so is everyone coming at 9?
Yeah, I know. It's just an update. I just want to see. I just want to know what the cost is, and I'm going to be able to make my rulings at that point. Okay.
So 9 a.m. is the start time on this one, Your Honor?
Yes, 9 a.m. is the start time, folks. But I make my morning announcements. It takes a while, so if y'all don't log in to sometime a little after 10:15, they'll be fine. All right.
But we're just on the general. We're on the general Zoom code, Your Honor.
Right. We're gonna do the general Zoom code. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna go ahead and make a special setting Zoom code for 10:15, and I'll send that to I'll have the state send that to everybody. So you'll be the only ones in that room when we do that. Okay.
And I'm sorry to keep interrupting, Your Honor, but it looks like there's something. Looks like a free trial at 10:15.
Okay. All right then. Let me see what I got. All right. Oh God, I can just say, give my opinion of Windows 11, and I don't want Microsoft coming after me, so we'll keep silent on that. All right, so you're right. I see. I've got
Truth is a defense, Your Honor.
Yeah, well, but they're still a $1 trillion company, so we don't leave them alone. Okay. All right. So that's SI update at 10:15. All right. I tell you what, folks, I'm gonna go ahead and just in case we have a little problem with it, I'm gonna go ahead and do a special setting, but I'll set it yours for 11 p.m. All right? Does that interfere with your time frame, Mr. Boden?
11 a.m., right?
Yes, sir.
That's fine.
All right, then. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and make that Zoom code right now. And is there anything else, Mr. Diamond?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then. Y'all be the only one I have at 11, so I can be able to sneak away and get back. And I don't anticipate this is going to take longer than 15, 30 minutes. We're not going to do a lot of testimony. We're just going to nail down some information and get that done. All right, everybody. I'll see y'all on the 14th. And in the interim, like I say, the 2 things I need to find out. I've got plenty of information about the visitation center out. I'm not sure if there's one in Copper's Cove, but I know there's one in Killeen. I've already got their data, so that I have. But that unification matter, then y'all need to give me that information. Thank you. Okay. Everybody be safe out there, and we're off the record.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Just a second. I'm going to go ahead and go make that Zoom code, and I'll be right back. Thank you.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, Judge is going to go ahead and take a 15, 20-minute break, and I'll be back. But I'm going to make the Zoom code before I leave the bench. Thank you.
Do I go, Judge?
Yes, sir.
Can
Sir, you'll get a copy of the reset order, and like I say, we'll nail down the temporary order when we come back on the 14th.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
So we're excused, Brennan?
That's my understanding.
Yeah, everybody's excused unless you need to talk to each other for something. I'm done. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
And I'll be in touch, Mr. Boden, with the contact info.